Hey everyone! Today we're talking about how to build your English vocabulary faster and smarter. A lot of learners try to just memorize lists of words, but that doesn't really work. So let me show you some better ways. Strategies that smart learners use to grow their vocabulary naturally. Learn words in chunks, not alone. Don't just learn one word by itself. For example, some complicated words are usually used together with just a few other words. Take the word grant. By itself, it might feel abstract, but in real English, we almost always hear it in chunks like grant permission, grant access, or grant a scholarship. When you learn it this way, you don't just know the word, you know exactly how to use it. Now let's look at another word, charge. If you only learn charge, it's confusing. It has many different meanings. But if you learn it in chunks, it becomes clear. Charge a phone, charge a customer, in charge of a team. See? Chunks take away the confusion and make the word stick in your mind. Build word families. Words usually live in word families. If you learn just one, you can often get two, three, or even more for free. For example, take the word decide. From it, you also get decision and decisive. So instead of one new word, you suddenly have three useful ones that are all connected. Now let's look at something a little less common. Predict. If you know predict, you can also add prediction, predictable, and unpredictable. That's four connected words from one root. And here's the best part. When you later encounter another word from the same word family, the chance of guessing its meaning correctly goes way up. For example, if you already know predict and prediction, and then you see predictable in a book, your brain immediately makes the connection, even if you've never formally studied it. Keep a vocabulary notebook or app. One of the easiest ways to remember new words is to write them down. Use a notebook or a vocabulary app, whatever works for you. Focus on words you actually want to use. Add a short example sentence for each word. For example, anticipate. I didn't anticipate the traffic, so I was late. Review your notebook or app regularly, even just a few minutes a day. This keeps words fresh and helps them stick naturally. Use new words right away. Learning words isn't enough. You have to use them. The moment you learn a new word, try to make a few sentences with it. Even small sentences work. For example, if you learn hesitate, you could say, I didn't hesitate to help her. Or if you learn exhausted, try, I was exhausted after the long walk. You can also use new words in messages, emails, or short conversations. The more you actively use a word, the more it becomes a part of your natural English. Learn from real English. Textbooks are helpful, but real English comes from movies, podcasts, or YouTube. Notice words and phrases that repeat. For example, people often say hang out instead of meet or figure out, instead of solve. Seeing words used naturally helps them stick faster. Review with spaced repetition. Here's a tip backed by science. Your brain remembers things better if you review them at intervals, not all at once. This is called spaced repetition. Here's how it works. First, review a word right after you learn it. Then again the next day. Then 3 days later, a week later, 2 weeks later, and finally after a month. Each review happens just before you're likely to forget, which strengthens your memory naturally. You can even test yourself during each review. Cover the word and try to recall it from memory. This testing effect actually makes your brain remember even better than just looking at the word again. So instead of cramming 50 words in one long session, this method helps you remember words for the long term with much less effort. It's simple, and science proves it works. Connect words to pictures or feelings. One of the best ways to remember a new word is to connect it to an image or a feeling. Your brain remembers words better when it has more than just the word itself. For example, if you learned stubborn, picture a donkey refusing to move, a funny image that makes the word stick. Or, for spill the beans, imagine someone knocking over a jar of beans while telling a secret. You can also link words to personal experiences. For exhausted, remember the last time you felt completely drained after a long day. These images and emotions make the words much easier to remember. Focus on the most useful words. Don't waste time on rare or overly formal words. Focus on words people actually use every day, the ones that help you understand and speak English naturally. For example, learn refuse first. You can leave the rare, formal spurn for later. Learn deny first. The rare repudiate is less urgent. Learn warn first. Save the rare admonish for the future. By prioritizing practical words over rarer, overly formal alternatives, you'll understand native speakers faster and feel more confident in real conversations. So remember, don't just memorize lists. Learn chunks, build families, write words down, and use them. The more you practice actively, the more natural your English will become. Trust me, this is how vocabulary learning really pays off.